Today I'm going to go through the initial device setup for the AutoFlex Connect using the setup wizard. This is the screen that you will see when you start up your AutoFlex Connect for the very first time. So let's get started. We will hit continue the arrow here. The first screen is for network setup. Connecting your AutoFlex Connect to the internet is a good idea. It allows you to access it remotely and also allows you to download the updates as they arrive and update your unit. So for this, we'll need to make sure that we have this internet enabled checkmark checked. Then we will select our network type, either Wi-Fi or Ethernet. Select our network name from the drop-down menu if we're using Wi-Fi. We will enter in our Wi-Fi password. This one I've already entered in. And then we will decide if we want a static IP or dynamic. Right now, I just have it automatically assigning, but if we want a specific static IP, we can turn that on and then enter in all our information on the right here. And that your IT person for your site should know how they want that set up. Continuing on to users. First we'll just wait for the network to configure. All right, so now that we have successfully connected to the internet, now let's move on to users. So there are two options for users. We can create a new user, which is going to be a local user, or we can add an existing user. So I will explain a little bit. An existing user is going to be if you already have connected AutoFlex Connect units to the internet. You're going to want to add your existing user onto here, or if this is your first one and you do have it connected to the internet, what you will want to do is you want to first go to phason.ca and you're going to want to create a web services user account. Then you're going to take the email that you used for that web services account and type it in here for support. Add it in here as an existing user. This way you will be able to view this control in the app and online. If you add a new user, all it's doing is adding a local user. So because we're setting up an internet connected device here, because we want to be able to access it remotely, I'm going to add my existing web services user. So I've entered that in and I will hit continue. All right, so then some information here. Oops. And we can just enter in all our information here. We can select if it's swine, dairy, poultry, greenhouse, or other. Yeah, so this all looks good. So then I will just hit continue. Device size. So here we can select if we have an AutoFlex a large box or a mini. And right now I have a mini, so I'm going to leave it there. And then if I had an expansion box, I could either select a large expansion box or a mini expansion box. I don't have one connected to this unit right now, so I'm just going to leave it on the large for now. And then we can continue. Then we'll go through our units. I am in Canada, so I am going to switch over to be all units like here, Celsius, kilometers, liters. Okay, that is good, but you can select whichever units you prefer to have your information shown in, and then we will hit continue. It says we have an update ready, so we'll take a look. We'll hit continue. And continue again. And here we will wait a bit as the control is running updates. So because I'm using the web capture rather than looking at the unit itself as it updates, we won't be able to see what it's doing. But on the unit itself, it's just running through, making sure that the unit is all the way up to date, as well as checking all the modules and making sure they are the most up to date. So I will come back once that is done. And the update is now done. So now we can go to log in. And here we have our user that we added. And we can go ahead and log in. And off we go with being able to go and set up the rest of the control. And so that is how you use the initial startup setup wizard for the AutoFlex Connect 2.